Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to my senior composition recital. My name is Josephine Marie Thane. I am currently a student of Professor Ingrid Stulzel at the University of Kansas School of Music. I present this recital in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Music in Composition. The opening number was an overture for organ, played by Tyler Bamer on the Wolf Opus 40 organ in Bale's Recital Hall on the KU campus. My next work is a trumpet fanfare played by the University of Kansas Trumpet Ensemble, directed by Professor Steve Leisring. Many thanks to my fellow trumpeters and Professor Leisring. My next work is a more somber piece, composed 2 years ago for a reading session by the University of Kansas Symphony Orchestra. It was inspired partly by the comic series ElfQuest, specifically Volume 1, Issue 18, pages 21 through 23. More on this series later in the program. Also, part of the inspiration, though, is that the realization that most people would prefer to avoid combat. There are times, though, that it is inevitable. See, for instance, both world wars of the 20th century. This piece shows the sadness, the sad feeling of that inevitability, along with the steely resolve to win showing up near the end. This is Prelude to War. Leandro Cardoso conducting the KU Symphony. The next piece is one of the earliest in my tenure at the School of Music. I play trumpet. I love French horn. I thought a musical conversation between the two would be a good idea. It turned into a smooth, jazzy kind of piece. Now, who thinks of putting French horn in a jazz piece? Oh, yeah, me. This is a brass conversation. thanks to Katie Long on the horn, John Kosh on the piano, and Nick Velicher on the drums. The next piece is more than just music. Professor Kip Haheim, in his electroacoustic composition course, presented our class with a film called The Phantom Creeps, dating from 1939, for us to write a new soundtrack, sound effects, and record dialogue, replacing all of the original sound work. The segment I'm going to present is, of course, my part of the film, for which I wrote and recorded the music, recorded all the sound effects, voiced Dr. Zorka, and mixed all of it together. Why, yes, I can do all of that. This is the opening segment of The Phantom Creeps. My control box.
Dr. Zorka, you're not going to let that thing out again, are you?
Certainly. There's work to be done on it.
It might get away like it did last time.
I created it. I can control it or destroy it, as I can you. You whom I helped escape from prison. My control box, quickly.
I don't see what good it is. The cops will never let anything like that walk down the street.
What could the police or anybody do against an army like them? Remotely controlled, it could crush all opposition and make me the most powerful man in the world.
There's a car outside.
That will be my wife. She wants to take me away. She's afraid of what I'm doing here, yet she owns only a small part of it.
Here we are. Would you like something to drink?
I know, he still is. I hope I can stop him before it's too late.
Oh, whiskey, my favorite.
Oh, I don't fear him. I think he really cares for me, as much as he can care for anyone.
You aren't going to tell her about the new element you discovered, are you?
Only enough to prove that I have accomplished what they told me was impossible. Get me one of the magnetized discs.
Haha, nice. See you later, I will have a drink.
But won't your wife think that...
Silence!
Alex,
Anne, my dear,
you're glad to see me?
very. I've been wanting a witness to my great triumph.
Oh,
Yes. I told Mallory and the others there was a way to induce a state of suspended animation that couldn't be told from death, that I could find it. They called me a dreamer, a fool, but now I have it. And you shall see and tell them. Come. You see this disc? Watch. It will not come to you. It will go only to that disc which I have put there by the plant. That disc there is magnetized by a positive ray with my new element which is unknown to science. And this little spider carries the negative.
When the two meet, you shall see.
You killed it.
No, no, it's not dead. Nor will a person be under same circumstances. It's too bad that Mallory is not here to see my triumph.
Is your wine cellar here?
You were spying!
Where is your best wine in your house? I want to try something different.
I shall do with it as I wish, not hand it over to the government, as you would have me.
Talk anything else. Take out all your best wine. I'm not drunk or returned today.
They would destroy it if they could.
Please.
Never will I let it go. Already a foreign government has offered me millions. Perhaps I shall sell to them.
Do you have something to eat? I'm hungry too.
Of course. That is why they shall pay me dearly for it.
Alex, you must not.
I prefer to have some pizza or burger.
Alex, please.
All right. If it is your duty, do so by all means. But you will find it a great mistake.
What do you mean?
You shall soon learn. All of you.
Thank you also to Shi Zheng and Shuya Wang, who provided the voices of Anne Zorka and Dr. Mallory, respectively. I grew up in a small town in the southern part of New Mexico. As you can imagine, I was exposed to various styles of music not commonly found in orchestra halls, such as that played by mariachi bands. This next piece is a homage to that mariachi tradition. It's called Trumpet Fiesta. Guobi Malcolm Liu accompanied me on the piano at my trumpet recital. Works for solo tuba are few and far between compared to works for trumpet, clarinet, flute, just about anybody, especially piano and violin. This piece adds to that solo tuba repertoire. It's a fun little piece which I call Playtime for Tuba. Many thanks to fellow senior Josie Jones on the tuba and Professor Ellen Summer on the piano. These next two works are the start of a suite for tenor and piano. It first came to life when Professor Forrest Pierce gave our class an assignment to write a song for tenor and piano using an existing text on the theme of darkness or night, and written in the style of Benjamin Britten's Serenade for Tenor, Strings, and Horn. Well, thought I, who better to turn to for a theme of darkness or night than Edgar Allan Poe? Evening Star, the first of these two pieces, was the result of that assignment. That one came out so well that I felt a suite could be made of works of Poe in a similar form. The second piece in this ongoing suite, The Conqueror Worm, is the first result of that endeavor, to which I give the overall title, Poe a la Britain.
'Twas noontide of summer and midtime of night, and stars in their orbits shone pale through the light of the brighter cold moon. Mid planets her slaves, herself in the heavens, her beam on the waves. I gazed a while on her cold smile, too cold for me. There passed as a shroud a fleecy cloud, and I turned away to thee. Proud evening star, in thy glory afar, then nearer thy gleam shall be. For joy to my heart is the brightest part thou bearest in heaven at night, and more I admire thy distant fire than colder that lonely light. Oh, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Climbs in the form of God most high, mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly. Mere puppets they, who come and go at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings, invisible woe. That motley drama, oh, be sure it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forever but see amid the mimic rout a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rides from out the scenic solitude. It rides with mortal pangs. The mimes become its food, and seraphs saw that vermin pangs in human gore imbued. Out, out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling a form that the play is the tragedy, run, and its hero, the conqueror, won.
Thanks again to John Kosh for recording the piano part. John also adds the piano part to my next work, which harkens back to my years of playing at Renaissance fairs with my old band Minstrosity. This decidedly Irish-sounding piece is called Air for Alto Recorder. Again, many thanks to John Kosh, who has just been awarded his master's degree as well. Bravo, John, and thank you. I owe you a great deal. John also had the idea for each of our composers' studio members to compose a short work, 1 to 2 minutes in length, for one instrument. The only catch is that we had to do it in a 24-hour period. It was then up to the instrumentalist to learn and record the piece, also in a 24-hour period. The theme was on heroes or superheroes. I was teamed with violinist Ilvina Gabrielian, who turned in this fantastic performance of Heroes Swoop In. And so to the last piece on the program. As noted earlier, I am a huge fan of the comic series ElfQuest, which is still ongoing, and with various reprints has turned into a beautiful graphic novel series. I highly recommend reading it. Go to elfquest.com, drink in the homepage, which is beautiful all by itself. Then click Read Online and start at the top. 1, it's the start of the story. 2, it's where this piece comes from. My very first composition was a song based on the first half of the very, very first issue from 1978. When I took recording arts classes at Johnson County Community College, I turned that song into a piece for brass choir. After completing that, I thought it would make great work fully orchestrated. I also extended it to a length for in titles of a movie. This is what I present here. This is end credits for a movie not yet made. A big thank you to Wendy and Richard Peeney for creating ElfQuest, for going through the rigors of getting it all published, and for sticking with it for all this time. Your story inspired my first composition and continues to inspire me and many others. My thanks to all of you for watching my composition recital. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and good night.